All the Bitter Nights in England, a story of struggling immigrants. The streets of Birmingham were empty, swallowed by the bitter cold of a winter night. You walked briskly, bundled in a thin jacket that did little to keep the chill at bay. Your breath curled in the air, dissipating into the dimly lit silence. The pavement beneath your feet was slick, the cold biting through your shoes. Why didn't I grab my thicker coat? You muttered to yourself, just a quick trip for food? I should have stayed home. As you rounded the corner, a figure emerged from the shadows. A tall woman, wrapped in a long coat, stepped forward, her voice breaking the quiet. Darling? Wait, darling. You froze for a moment, then turned your head cautiously. She was in her early 40s, her face lined with exhaustion, yet she forced a smile. The coat hung loosely around her, revealing glimpses of what little she wore underneath. Your pulse quickened. You turned away, quickening your pace. A hooker. Not tonight, not ever. It's not safe. But she followed, her voice rising, her footsteps matching yours. Darling, wait. Before you could react, she reached out and gently grasped your arm. You stopped abruptly, turning to face her. She was taller than you expected, her long blonde hair framing a face made gaunt by hardship. The coat shifted slightly, revealing a black camisole beneath a thin sweater. Her smile lingered, but it was weary. Wisps of breath escaped her lips into the freezing air. Don't you feel cold? You asked. No, I okay, she replied. You sure? It's freezing out here. Her accent was thick, her English broken. She gestured toward you, speaking slowly, searching for the right words. You studied her for a moment. An immigrant, probably Eastern European. What twist of fate brought her here, talking to an Asian man like me on a freezing December night? This is bad business. You sleep? She asked, tilting her head. You hesitated, raising your hands defensively, shaking your head. No money. I'm poor, very poor. She considered this for a moment before nodding slightly. No job? No job, you admitted. 3 months now, the factory closed. A silence stretched between you. She held up 5 fingers. 5 years. Me in England. 5 years. 5 years? Yes, alone. Her voice softened. Children wait. Hungry. The words lingered in the cold air. You have kids? Yes, children. Very hungry. You searched her face. There was a raw desperation in her voice, but every instinct screamed at you to be cautious. The cold dug into your bones, yet you knew she was worse off. A mother trying to feed her kids in a foreign country? But no. You don't trust any strange woman in this country. Not here. Not now. A movement caught your eye. Across the street, a man stood in the shadows, his hands in his pockets, watching. His gaze flicked between you and the woman, unreadable. A slow chill crept up your spine as he took a step forward. You sleep? You want? I no want money, just food for children, she said. The silence between you grew heavy. You felt a stir of pity, but the man across the street kept moving closer, his presence unsettling. I'm sorry, you said, stepping back. I have to go. The woman's smile faltered. She glanced at the man, then back at you. Okay. You turned and walked away, shoulders hunched against the cold, your pace quickening. Behind you, faint voices carried through the night, the woman speaking in her native tongue, the man responding in low tones. Their words were lost in the wind. When you stepped into the supermarket, the sudden blast of warmth was almost suffocating. You exhaled deeply, shaking off the tension. Through the glass doors, you glanced back at the street, but it was empty. You muttered to yourself, 3 years in this country, and I still feel like an outsider, just like her. You hesitated. Her words echoed in your mind. Funny thing is, she's the first person here who's ever called me darling. You shake your head, trying to dismiss the thought. For a moment, your mind drifts to a scenario that didn't happen, a fantasy where you followed her, shared a night with her, learned her story, and the two of you somehow fell in love. You shake it off. Too much, Jake. You think too much. Pushing the cart down the aisle, you grabbed what you needed. Yet her voice lingered in your mind. Darling, wait. Softly, almost unconsciously, you sang under your breath. All the bitter nights in England. Pulling your hood tighter, you made your way toward the checkout, the cold still clinging to your thoughts.